Welcome to Virtuelle, a web series exploring how both historical and modern women have made music at home. In the 18th century, women musicians were usually limited to performing privately in their own homes, but like any rule, there were exceptions. For this episode, I'll be performing from my home an excerpt from a duet for two violins composed by violinist, composer, and singer Maddalena Lombardini Sirmen, who was one of the few women musicians to make the jump from salon to stage. Duet writing for two instruments was a common practice starting from the Renaissance. Originally, it was used as a pedagogical tool to be performed by a teacher and their student. Eventually, these pieces were also composed to illustrate a kind of competition or collaboration between two peers. Since the beginning of the 18th century, almost every violinist-composer has written for this genre. Among them is a woman named Maddalena Lombardini Sirmen. Born in 1745 in Venice, Maddalena was a child prodigy, and at the age of 7, she began her studies at the Ospedale dei Mendicanti. There she studied singing and harpsichord playing, but she was really known for her extraordinary talent on the violin. When she was 14, she began studying with renowned violinist Giuseppe Tartini. In 1760, he wrote to her a now famous letter advising her how to practice for good bow control, how to master various positions of the left hand, and also how to practice trills, which he called shakes, at varying speeds. Maddalena was determined to have a professional career in a world dominated by men, and her story is quite remarkable and in many ways not that different from that of a modern woman. When she was in her 20s, she married another violinist by the name of Ludovico Sirmen. This enabled her to leave the Ospedale, travel, tour, and perform with her husband, and she likely composed these duets to perform with him. This relationship was not meant to last, and after about a year, they split up. Ludovico returned home to raise their daughter, and Maddalena continued to tour Europe as a violinist, a composer, and eventually an opera singer. Throughout her life, Maddalena remained in control of her own finances, which is very unusual for a woman during this time period. This enabled her to retire a very wealthy woman. She ended up returning to Venice, and at age 50, she adopted a child, a daughter, and during her retirement, she lived with her longtime companion, Giuseppe Tartini, who was also a priest. Very few documents that detail Maddalena's life have survived, but what we do know of her is quite remarkable. As an artist, she was able to achieve a career that most women only dreamed about, and as a woman, she was able to maintain a level of independence that was truly exceptional for her time.